Like pretty much everybody else, when I showed up at Mobile World Congress 2023 just a couple of days ago, I knew what to expect. Since this is a mobile-focused trade show, everybody knew that smartphones were going to be dominating everybody's attention. But Lenovo, which we all know as a great laptop brand, showed off a device that definitely has the potential to steal away a lot of the attention that all those Android smartphone announcements are going to get. This is the Lenovo Rollable Laptop concept, and at first glance, it looks like pretty much any other device within Lenovo's crowded notebook lineup. Flip up the lid and you get a pretty standard 12.7-inch display and a traditional keyboard below that. But if you are looking for a little bit more screen real estate for browsing the web or working on a spreadsheet, just flip the switch on the edge and the display extends vertically up to 15.3 inches, giving you a much taller canvas to work on. Now you might think that having a taller display like this is a little bit unintuitive, but Lenovo and a lot of other laptop manufacturers over the last couple years have been switching back to taller aspect ratios for their displays, because after everyone moved to 16:9, they quickly realized that those wider aspect ratios are really only good for watching videos. Having something that's a little bit taller makes it a lot more usable, since we spend most of our time scrolling up and down and rarely from left to right. This Concept Rollable helps solve that issue. As for the technology that's used here, Lenovo did say that it's using a plastic OLED that folds at the bottom so that it can go below the laptop's keyboard. When the switch is activated on the side, a collection of internal motors and springs are used in unison to roll out the display from underneath that keyboard and extend its height from the 12.7-inch in standard mode all the way to 15.3 inches. As you can see, it's not particularly fast at this moment since this is only an early concept, but the product team did say that it's currently moving at about 10 millimeters per second, but it could go up to 5 to 10 times faster if and when a commercial version of the concept is ever released. And when asked about what the chances were for a concept like this to eventually be released as a commercial device, Lenovo simply stated that they wouldn't be wasting their time on a concept rollable laptop like this one if they didn't have plans to eventually bring something to market, which does mean we should have a Lenovo rollable laptop somewhere on the horizon. We just don't know how far out that horizon is. But the laptop wasn't the only rollable device that was on display when we met with Lenovo this week. Motorola, which we all know as Lenovo's smartphone brand, was also on hand to show off what they're calling the Motorola Concept Rollable Smartphone, a device that the brand initially teased just a couple months back at Lenovo Tech World 2022. When you pick up the phone, you're presented with a pretty stubby 5-inch display that's perfectly usable and definitely a lot more pocketable than many of today's massive smartphones. But double press the button on the side and the POLED display rolls out vertically and extends to 6.5 inches, giving you a surface that's more comparable to the larger smartphones that you might be used to. But Motorola didn't just give us a rollable display smartphone and call it a day. They've actually thought through a couple different use cases that rollable display can be used for. The rollable display can be set to automatically extend when you're watching video and you flip the phone to landscape mode. And the display is also used to hide the selfie camera and the front-facing speaker, which are only revealed if needed when the display slides down. Motorola is also putting the backside of the display to good use as well, using it similarly to the cover display on its RIZR foldable smartphones, so that it can be turned into a viewfinder when you're taking photos with the rear camera or recording video, and also using it for notifications as well. Motorola isn't being quite as open as Lenovo is when asked if or when a concept like this will actually turn into a commercial product. That being said, the fact that they are thinking through a lot of the different use cases for a rollable device like this shows that we might actually see a rollable device from Motorola within the next 2 to 3 years. And for what it's worth, our friend Michael Fisher, aka Mr. Mobile, did notice the RIZR branding printed on the backside of the display, which is a throwback to Motorola's slider smartphone series from the early 2000s. Both the laptop and smartphone concept that we've seen from Lenovo and Motorola are two of the most exciting devices that we've seen at MWC, though there's no indication that either of these concept devices are going to make it to market in 2023 or 2024 for that matter. But they are definitely a lot better than many of the dummy units that we've seen with these types of concepts over the last 2 to 3 years from other manufacturers. Now, whether or not rollable devices ever become mainstream, your guess is as good as mine, but I'm definitely excited to see what's to come. And that's going to do it. If you want to see more of our coverage from MWC 2023, make sure to go to Phandroid.com. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.